So we're here with Ryan Laughlin's CYO, 6th grade CYO basketball coach, Dave Holsberry. And we have a little story that he'd like to share about Ryan Laughlin back in the day. It's Dave.
Well, as I recall, the story that people want to hear about is we were having a practice on a Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And prior to the practice, I got a call from Susie. And Susie was irritated
Uh-huh.
and said that Ryan was going to be late to practice. And I said, well, tell me what's up. And she went into this story about a weird pajama Lego incident that included both Ryan and Tucker. And apparently they had gotten involved in a big Lego thing at Ryan's house or
Mm-hmm.
Tucker's house, I'm not sure which.
They didn't tell you what kind of Legos they were, though?
Well, there was some detail, I'm a little fuzzy on it, but they had apparently recreated an entire scene from either, and this is where I'm fuzzy, either Little House on the Prairie or My Little Pony.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure which. And they had become so involved that they let the time slip by and were late to practice.
Uh-huh.
So Susie went through this, and I said, okay, so what you're telling me is they're going to be late.
Uh-huh, yeah.
And she said, well, really, there's more. There's a little more to the story than that. I said, well, what is it? And she said, well, while they were involved in this weird pajama Lego thing, Nick came over.
Uh-huh.
And Nick started teasing them about their affinity for Legos.
Rightfully so.
And she was concerned that Nick's teasing would carry on to the basketball practice and that Ryan might be labeled in a certain way by all his teammates.
Sure.
And
Mm-hmm.
I said, Susie, don't worry, I get it. Mr. Sensitive, I'll handle it. So I think this was a Saturday practice. I think we were at Dominican College. And of course, Nick was the first one to arrive, and he runs in. He's a little energetic kid, as we all know, and he's just dying to tell me. He says, Dave, Ryan would rather play with Legos than come to basketball practice. I said, Nick, stop right there. We're not gonna, this is between you and me, we're not gonna tease him. What happens in Ryan's bedroom is between him and who's over there.
And
it's
Tucker.
not any of our business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we started the practice, and then Tucker and Ryan came in a little late, like Susie had warned me. And they had glazed over eyes. They had like Lego residue on their hands.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sort of, the hands were not quite working properly. But one thing I do remember, Tucker had that shit-eating grin. He always had that grin on his face. And Ryan, always dressed in little basketball shorts that came about
Right
here.
there? Yeah.
And then the boxers that came down to his knees.
I seem to recall that, yeah.
So we start our practice, and the first time Ryan takes a layup, little Legos fall out of his hair. When he bounced on the floor, Legos fall. And I looked at Nick and I said, don't say anything. So we let that one go, and then a little bit later in the practice, we're doing our defensive drills, and Tucker gets down and all these Legos spill from his basketball shorts. And chaos. There's chaos.
That's not how you run a basketball practice.
And
yeah.
so I said, okay, stop right here. I called all the guys in, Tim Sonnenberg and Brendan, my son, and Whitney Long. And I said, guys, come in here and take a knee. I want you to listen to me. And I said, we're a team, but everybody on the team is a little bit different. They have different interests outside of the team, and we're just going to have to learn to get along. But with respect to the team, we have common goals, we have common beliefs. So our common goal is to win, and we all know what our common belief is, and people looked a little bit quizzical, and I said, you know what our common belief is, and who knows what our common belief is? And of course, Nicky raises his hand. Nicky raises his hand. He's the only one. And I said, okay, Nick, what is our common belief? And Nick says, we all believe that people who play with Legos are losers. And with that, The cat was out of the bag. Tucker's laughing, and Ryan, boom, out of the gym. And I don't know that I ever saw him again. I heard that he actually left the country.
Yeah.
And hopefully he'll be back someday. And
Well, we'll have this nice little video recap to
That's-
welcome him back home.
I apologize if we offended him at that practice.
I don't think so. Thank you, Dave. Much appreciated for
You're
that
quite
recap.
welcome. Thank you for allowing me to reminisce.
Absolutely.